going thing. Satish didn't notice his covert ways of avenge, even though his soap disappeared from the steps of bathing place or his dress floated past him as if blown by the wind. One day, Kiran called Neelakanta to entertain Satish. He kept mum and said that he couldn't remember anything. This friendship between Satish and Kiran made this boy very angry with Satish, and he started doing some kind of revenge, because after the arrival of Satish, he lost his friendship with Kiran. Now Kiran is spending her time with Satish, and earlier she used to be very kind and very friendly with Neelakanta, and now she has got no time for him, and this infuriated the boy, and he started doing some kind of punishment or revenge, taking revenge on Satish by taking the soap from his bathing place and taking his dress and throwing it into the river, etc. And one day, Kiran called Neelakanta to show a performance in front of Satish, and he was not happy because he feels that the love or the affection that he was getting from Kiran is lost after the arrival of Satish. He was very angry with Satish, and he was not ready to show any of his theatrical performances in front of Satish, because he doesn't like Satish. He looked at Satish as a kind of enemy. Earlier, he used to do many kind of theatrical performances in front of Kiran, and he was very happy to do it. But now, Kiran wants him to show that in front of Satish, and he doesn't like it, and therefore he kept silent and just lied to her that he had forgotten everything and he cannot perform. The decision to return home made everyone busy packing up. Satish was going with them, but Neelakanta remained unasked. Later, Kiran's proposal of taking him with them was strongly opposed by other members of the family. Finally, Kiran softly advised him to go back to his own home. This unexpected kindness made him burst into tears. Kiran couldn't stop joining him, but Satish was terribly annoyed at the sight of this and said, "That brat has cleverly discovered a way to soften your heart with a tear or two, because you are too good and trustful." Neelakanta left the spot with a bleeding heart, seriously thinking about how to burn Satish into ashes. So after some days, it was the time for them to go back to their village. And everyone was busy with packing up their things because they are shifting to their original place. And nobody asked Neelakanta about it. And Neelakanta was very sad because no one actually was caring for him. And later, Kiran came and advised him to go back to his own home. And this made Neelakanta very sad, and he started crying. And when Kiran saw that he was crying, she felt very sad, and Kiran also started crying. And Satish, who was watching this, he told her that this brat or this boy is not a good person. And he told her that she is very kind and she is too good, too much good. She is too good and trustful that she easily believes people. And Neelakanta was very angry again because of these words of Satish. and he decided to avenge this insult, and he left that place with a bleeding heart, and he was determined to do revenge for insulting him in front of Kiran. Satish had brought a grand inkstand with him, his great favorite from Calcutta. The ink pot was set on a pearl boat drawn by a silver goose supporting pen holder. Every day he cleaned it with added care. The day before they were about to depart, the inkstand was missing. Satish was furious and pounced upon the boy, shouting, "You have stolen my inkstand, you thief!" Nilakanta wobbled towards the wall with a swollen heart and head. Kiran was greatly distressed at the scene and took him to another room and suggested, "Nilu, if you have taken it, I shall keep it there and block anyone making further fuss." To this, Nilakanta knelt down, weeping bitterly. A fierce battle of words followed between Kiran on one side and Sharath and Satish on the other. Satish wanted to search his room, and she responded violently with tears. "You dare?" That at once settled the matter. So, Nilakanta wanted to do some kind of a revenge on Satish for insulting him in front of Kiran by saying that not to believe people like Nilakanta. And he has got an inkstand with him which he considered as a very precious thing, and every day he used to clean it. Inkstand was the favorite of Satish. Nilakanta looking for some way to take revenge on Satish. And one day, this inkstand, which Satish had bought from Calcutta and which was his favorite, was missing. And Satish was very angry, and he said that it should be that boy Nilakanta who had stolen his favorite inkstand. And he just asked the boy, and he wanted to search his room to see if he had taken this inkstand. And this made Kiran very sad, and Kiran just told them that there is no need to do that, because Nilakanta is a good boy. She really supported Nilakanta, and there was a fight again going on in the family, and on one side Kiran supporting Nilakanta, and on the other side Satish and Sharath saying that Nilakanta is the person who had stolen the inkstand. Satish and Sharath believed that it was stolen by this boy, whereas Kiran believed that it was not so. She really supported Nilakanta, and she stood by the side of Nilakanta. Last, this issue was solved with Kiran's interference. She called him privately and asked him if he had taken this inkstand. And he said that he didn't take the inkstand. And he started crying. And then Kiran strongly said that Nilakanta hasn't taken this inkstand. Kiran's heart overflowed with pity on the homeless lad. She got 2 new suits of clothes, a pair of shoes, and a banknote, and wanted to place them into his box as a surprise gift. When she unlocked the box, the lid suddenly sprang up with all those petty things jumbling. The gift would not go in. She started pulling out everything to place them in order. There at the bottom came a layer of linen, and under it emerged the missing inkstand. Goose and all, Kiran stood helplessly with the inkstand, puzzled. Behind Kiran stood Nilakanta, shocked as if he was hit by a heavy hammer on his head. His last hope of proving him not a thief hit the dust. Actually, he took the inkstand as a revenge to throw it into the river. Now there is no way of convincing his mistress. He somehow managed to leave the room without Kiran noticing him. Kiran, with a deep sigh, placed them back in the box, well, the gift on top of all, and closed the box. So everyone was angry with Nilakanta, and they all believed that it was Nilakanta who had taken the inkstand of Satish. But it was only Kiran who supported Nilakanta and told everyone that Nilakanta will never do that. And then it was the time for them to leave the house, and before leaving, Kiran felt great pity for this homeless boy, and she wanted to give him a gift. She wants to make it a surprise gift. She wants to give a surprise gift to Nilakanta, and therefore she bought some clothes and shoes. She wants to put that in Nilakanta's box, and she wants to keep it as a secret, and so that will be a surprise gift for Nilakanta. And she just went to his room and opened his box and tried to put these gift items into that box. But unfortunately, this box was full and she could not place it inside. So she took some of the things outside to make room for keeping this gift inside. And while doing so, she found the missing inkstand in his box. And she was so sad because she told to everyone that Nilakanta will not do this. But now she is actually seeing this missing inkstand in his box. And she felt very sad because she never thought that Nilakanta could do something like that. And while she was sitting there shocked seeing this missing inkstand, as she was sitting there really shocked at this discovery, Nilakanta came that way, and behind he saw that Kiran seeing this missing inkstand in his box. He was also very sad, but because actually he didn't want to steal this inkstand. He wants to put this inkstand into the river as a revenge for insulting him. He just wants to do a revenge on Satish for insulting him. And that's why he had taken this inkstand. Actually, he didn't want to steal it. He wants to throw it away into the river. But he didn't get time to put that into the river, so he had kept that inside his box. And now Kiran has discovered this inkstand in Nilakanda's box, and she was very sad because she really trusted him and she could not believe that Nilakanta has done this. Kiran had seen this inkstand in the box, and what she would think, all these things worried him. So the next day he left the place because he was not able to face Kiran. Nilakanta really enjoyed the love and caring of Kiran, and when he lost this love and care of Kiran with the arrival of Satish, made him very angry, and he wanted to do a kind of revenge for actually insulting him in front of Kiran. So with that intention, he had taken this inkstand. Actually, he didn't want to steal it. He was looking for some ways to do a revenge on Satish. Then he got the chance of seeing this inkstand which was Satish's favorite inkstand, and he took it and put it in his box so that he can later put this into the river. But actually he didn't get any time to do it. Nilakanta also saw her opening this box and finding the inkstand. So he was very sad. He was disappointed. He was very sad, and he did not have any courage to face Kiran after that. So he left the place. The next day, he left the place at once. The next day, The boy was nowhere to found. So from that day onwards, nobody has seen Nilakanta. He has left the place. Even the police couldn't find him. Sharath urged for searching in his box to know more about him, but Kiran's refusal forced him to withdraw. She took the missing things and threw them in the river. Though the family returned to their own home, Nilakanda's starving mongrel prowled along the river bank with heartbreaking whines. From the next day onwards, the boy was missing. Even the police could not find him. They searched for him everywhere, but he had left that place because he did not have the courage to face Kiran. And Satish and Sharath wanted to search his box, but Kiran did not allow them to search his box. She did not want them to think of Nilakanta as a thief, so she took this inkstand and secretly threw that into the river. And they returned back to their village. And the mongrel dog, which was Nilakanta's favorite, was also searching for him everywhere, and none of them could actually see Nilakanta anywhere after this incident. So that's all about this story, The Castaway. Thanks for watching and have a nice day.